I went into my marriage virgin. Right after I was engaged, my wife-to-be had an affair. And I am absolutely certain that a part of what lay behind the establishment of Playboy was a throwing off the chains of personal hurt and indignity, and simultaneous with that, a quest for some better way.
And that better way was publishing nude images of Marilyn Monroe that he found and bought against her consent for the first issue of Playboy. Imagine finally getting your big break after fighting for years for the Hollywood studios to take you seriously and give you the opportunity to be an actress. Finally achieving your dreams, only to wake up one morning and find your nude images that you never thought the world would ever see on the cover of Playboy magazine with your name in bold red letters. That is what happened to Marilyn Monroe, and it changed the outcome of her future forever. So how did it happen?
Did she come in, or did you see pictures?
No, the picture was something that had been shot before. It was a calendar photo shot by Tom Kelly. Most people had heard about it, but almost nobody had seen it. And very first Playmate of the Month, very first cover, and kind of set the standard.
While Hugh Hefner celebrated his great success selling out the first issue of Playboy across multiple cities, Marilyn Monroe, on the other hand, was absolutely embarrassed and devastated. Bombarded by phone call after phone call by her PR team, agents, and studios, they were begging her to deny that these images were of her. But she knew lying to the public over images that were very obviously her was not the way. Anxious and uncertain of her future, Marilyn admitted to the public that these images were of her. And as if overnight, her fame catapulted as America's favorite sex symbol. Little did Marilyn know, these images would set the tone for the rest of her career. So how did this small calendar photographer named Tom Kelly have Marilyn Monroe's nude images? Here's Marilyn Monroe herself talking about it.
I went on an interview, and he said, so you do nudes? I said, no, I don't do nudes, never. So I always went around saying never. And then I got so far behind the rent, 4 weeks, and I was in debt and everything. So I called up and I said, are you sure they won't recognize? He said, I promise. So we did it. By the time it was known, I had already done the Asphalt Jungle. I was hired at Fox, and I remember they called on the set, the publicity department, and there was great anxiety in their voices. Don't say you did. Say you didn't. So I said, but I did. I signed the release, and I did, and I feel I should say it. So I did say that I did, and they were very unhappy about it.
It was Tom Kelly who assured Marilyn Monroe that her image would be so unrecognizable after the re-illustration that no one would find out it was her, and that it was only going to be for a local calendar. Not only was her face incredibly still recognizable, but Tom Kelly sold the images to Hugh Hefner. Word for word, Marilyn Monroe's ultimate goal was to be taken seriously as an actress, and though these images have made her worldwide famous, they made her famous in a way that she did not prefer. She grew a disdain for the dumb, sexy blonde roles that she was only qualified for, and she fought long and hard against the studios for more serious roles, eventually producing her own movies such as Bus Stop and Prince of the Showgirl under her very own production company to really show what she's capable of. Unfortunately, this was not the last time Hugh Hefner exploited Marilyn's image, again releasing another cover featuring Marilyn Monroe in 1997. And upon his death, he directly positioned his gravesite right next to Marilyn Monroe. America went on forgetting the dark origins of Hugh Hefner's Playboy story and continued to celebrate his presence, marking him the face of women empowerment and freedom.